dystopian future where great injustice and fear rules the world, strange humanoid beings inhabiting toilets appear in great numbers, threatening the existence of human beings. That's when a different race of humanoid beings known as agents, who have different classes such as cameraman and speakerman, literally having those items as their heads, battle these dangerous toilet beings in order to save humanity, or at least that's what we hope their intentions are, and that they are not driven by ulterior motives. Hi folks, I'm R, your narrator, and it is good to be back on the camera. As you might tell from my background, I have been in the process of moving for the past several months, and this is gonna be the new look of the videos until I make a more permanent move. Anyway, welcome to this video about Skibidi Toilet, something that I never thought would be a thing in this universe, which makes me think maybe we are in the alternate universe. But nonetheless, it's actually quite fun to watch, so without much further ado, let's begin. In the early days, the very first signs of this invasive species are negligible, that humanity does not even see the big threat ahead of them. In episode number 1, we see one of the very first toilets becoming infected by this humanoid imposter being, which sings and dances by twirling around before attacking the user who was holding in with dear life, meeting his ultimate demise. The song is a remix between the sped up version of Give It To Me by Philo and Skibidi Bop Yes 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 by Fiki. So it makes sense how they would manage to take over the world, as the song is a banger and quite hypnotizing. Soon this unidentified species is even found in urinals, which are in elevators, showing their aggressive spread and adaptation to the Earth's atmosphere, somehow moving from restrooms to elevators, trying to detach themselves from their exoskeletal shells, which they are limited to. Soon enough, these beings manage to become almost independent and march through highways, with one of them even evolving to the point of enlarging to over 10 meters in height, while the bystanders observe them in shock, unsure what they are seeing. This unfortunately ends in a tragic massacre, with many getting crushed by the moving toilet and some even being eaten by these species. Despite being successful in becoming mobile and moving outside the confines of walled-up buildings and rooms, such as restrooms and elevators, they seem to be still dependent on inhabiting toilets, unable to yet adapt to the outside atmosphere. Soon enough, the toilet-dependent species slowly take over parts of the world, with people even seen to be sat on toilets while dining in restaurants, with some visually seen to be terrified, clearly depicting they are playing along to please their new masters so they would survive. However, soon enough, with more sadistic and invasive variants of the toilets appearing, the people disappear, with beings appearing out of these toilets. As the toilets become too invasive, requiring more humans to spread, the military in desperate attempts sent all their forces to face these entities, but clearly fail as they attack more people, with some seen to be under their spell, dancing manically, with the toilets becoming larger and larger. Humans' resistance seems to be futile, as the forces of the toilet entities manage to not only kill many and defeat the army, but they even infiltrate into human minds, as seen through an episode where a DJ toilet in a horrifying scene displays how humans dance uncontrollably to the music and the songs that they play. Therefore, the reason they sing is, in a way, clarified that they have achieved the ability to mind control people through music. That's when, for seemingly the very first time, an unknown person, through his own perspective, pulls out the flush of a Skibidi toilet and manages to defeat one of them. It appears the way to defeat these species was within them all along, to flush them and drain them out, which leads to them dying instantly outside their habitat, the toilet bowls. It seems being exposed to the outside environment leads to their instant demise. This mysterious person unfortunately is immediately faced with overwhelming retaliation, with many toilets appearing, including a very large one, who kill him for his resistance and rebellion. This is when we see the rise of the cameraman army, with humanoid beings having kits for surveillance cameras being an almost equivalent force to the powerful toilets. With the toilet race being an unstoppable force, they start reforming the society governing it, even erecting monuments paying tribute to the first toilet man who gave rise to this race. The very first cameraman battle seems to have been a failure, with them suffering severe severe casualties, which leads to the cameraman race utilize a more guerrilla style of warfare, vandalizing the toilet species monuments with their own logo, while they have been clearly outlawed, with one being seen to flee the toilet cups. For months, the cameraman uprising keeps on failing, standing against the powerful toilet species, with them secretly trying to destroy most influential members of the species, often infiltrating their organizations using imposters and aerial weapons, with all seeming to fail. Despite all that, the cameraman resistance doesn't seem to give up so easily, as they intend to free Earth from this invasive species. As time goes by, the mysterious cameraman army starts adapting and evolving themselves in a similar way to the toilet species, becoming larger and more powerful, starting to become an equal force which actually begins to threaten the continuation of their invasion. The uprising seems to go very well, as many of the cameramen members simply sit and enjoy snacks while watching the Titan cameraman single-handedly decimate the most powerful members of the toilet species, apart from the G-Man toilet, or the biggest one of them, who manages to cause the Titan retreat, leading to the massacre of many smaller cameramen. The tables turn as the cameraman army take over the power, even imprisoning some smaller toilets in order to interrogate them and find the whereabouts of the G-Man toilet. But G-Man appears all of a sudden, killing the cameraman, gathering as many toilet species as he can to retaliate, leading to another great battle between the toilet and cameramen. Despite fighting with all their might, the toilet army seems to be too powerful to overcome, which in a turn of events, they regain control yet again. The cameraman army realizes that they are no match for the toilet army, especially as they start to crack down all their locations to kill them. Therefore, they decide to develop a new Titan and a new race, being the Speakermen, learning that the only true way of battling the singing toilets is through louder music to deafen their hypnotizing sounds. After several week-long battles, the new race of Speakermen regain control, starting to crack down on the toilet gatherings and secret locations, celebrating their victorious battles with a very good outlook on the future that the human race can prevail. A new modified toilet with a normal size is seen, confidently approaching a group of cameramen and Speakermen. As they try to destroy it, it displays its powerful abilities, being extremely fast and easily dismembering the group due to its fast movements. The toilets, in order to retake the power, develop special toilets known as parasite toilets, who latch onto the cameraman or Speakerman and control their bodies, using them against their will to fight against their own race. That's when the toilet species manage to take control of one of the most valued and powerful members of the speaker and cameraman, the Titan Speakerman, who causes great numbers of casualties and damage to the resisting army. Accompanied by the G-Man toilet, they seem to be an unstoppable force. But soon enough, they discover about the parasites and develop a weapon against them to destroy the parasites and mind-control camera and Speakermen. After days on end, weeks passing, the army fails after multiple attempts to free the Titan Speakerman, who is always accompanied by G-Man toilet, who cause severe casualties and destruction wherever they go. In a bloody battle, with the cameraman seemingly losing severely and being at the brink of failure, a mysterious person with a TV head appears, who at the switch of a button turns on a mysterious black light and immobilizes all the toilets, who even at this point have protective housings for their flushes. This powerful being allows the cameraman to flush all the toilet entities as they become unable to move. The cameraman brings along more TV men members and even a Titan one, who easily decimate all the toilets in different shapes or sizes by emitting a strange light. In order to save themselves not to be harmed, the cameramen wear a specific protective filter not to be destroyed. The TV men not only are able to incapacitate and immobilize the toilets, but they can easily detach the parasite toilets and even mind control them to fight each other. They also have the ability to emit a light which leads to the destruction of the toilets. Truly an unmatched new race which go on their way to face G-Man Toilet and the mind-controlled Titan Speaker Man. That's when the Toilet Army learns from their enemy and starts wearing filtered sunglasses which protects them from the TV Men. Unfortunately, that seems to easily defend them from the extremely powerful TV Men, who yet again prove to be a challenging enemy against the good forces of Speaker, Camera, and now TV Men. Despite that, the Titan TV Man, or also referred to as the Cinema Man, seems to be still an unmatched fighter, who even gets modifications, getting loudspeakers which assist them in deafening the enemies and then blinding them. This leads to the Toilet Army developing new members who are both deaf and blind, which means that the TV Man has to physically engage with them in order to fight them, as they don't react to sound or visual stimuli any longer. After days of battling the mind-controlled Titan Speaker Man, proving to be the stronger one, the Titan Speaker Man flees the scene. The Titan TV Man then faces the G-Man Toilet, being very close to defeating him, but being unfairly attacked by the mind-controlled Titan Speaker Man, Giant Spider, Blind and Deaf Toilet, few more toilets, and the G-Man Toilet. He loses the battle, escaping the post-apocalyptic city which has been destroyed in the destructive battle between the Titan TV Man and Speaker Man, teleporting yet to face them again after recovering from the damages he received in the final battle. The story ends here, with more episodes to release unveiling the outcome of the bloody war of the toilets and if humans will prevail or not. Now let's take a look at what the toilets are and their different types. Throughout the war between the toilets and humans, each kept evolving and becoming more powerful. The toilet species first were average size yet capable of harming individuals and spreading. They soon had variants even in the urinals, which were not seen that often much longer. The toilets soon evolved into larger and more powerful versions of themselves, even managing to fly. As the toilets spread, they create soldier toilets and police toilets when they are in the phase of overthrowing the government. They even have their own churches and preacher holy toilets to further spread their cause and propaganda. One of the major toilets is G Toilet, who seems to be their ruler, as he proves to be an undefeatable enemy. Some of the most powerful toilets are the Spider Toilet, the Weaponized Toilet, and the Giant Triple Toilet. Another powerful and noteworthy toilet is the Hydra Toilet, with many heads coming out of only one toilet, inspired by the mythological being in the Greek mythology. Later in the cycle of the war, there's a modified toilet with super speed capable of destroying anything in its way. Then there's the scientist toilet who developed the parasite toilet capable of infecting the minds of the camera and speaker men. There's also a hybrid toilet man as well, which is a mix between normal large toilet and cameramen. There are also some more variants of flying toilets who have claws and circular saws, which we saw in the last episode to this date. From episode 7 onwards, a new friendly race emerges, starting from cameramen, then speakermen, and then finally the TV men. It's not revealed who they are and how they came to be and what their true intentions are for helping us, but it seems they are robots as seen through their battles, as when they are destroyed, their electronics are exposed. There are several variants of them, with the most noteworthy being the Titan Cameraman, Titan Speakerman, and Cinema Man. There are also scientist camera and speakermen who develop tools to modify their allies and defeat the enemies. During one episode where the scientists are working on the Titan Cameraman, he is not seen anymore after that, with a new Titan appearing, being the Titan Speakerman with a red shirt. Although not shown and not clear, it's a possibility the scientists modified the Titan to become the Titan Speakerman, a more powerful version of the Titan Cameraman. And of course, the Titan TV Man or the Cinema Man is the most powerful of all, who gets modifications and improvements, becoming even more powerful. If you were like me initially watching the videos, you probably thought to yourself, what the hell is actually going on in this series? Is it a wild lucid dream that someone is having, or is it actually happening? We see the toilet entities suddenly appearing in the toilets and attacking the human race, aiming for their faces as if consuming them. Slowly they spread, becoming mobile, taking over district by district and eventually declaring war and defeating the army. Soon they overthrow the government as seen through having churches, police patrolling the streets and public gatherings. So the question here is, who are they and how did they come to be and spread? As seen in one of the episodes in the restaurant, people sitting on the toilets instead of chairs disappear and toilet species appear in their place. It's a possibility the toilet species are a variant evolved version of humans, being much more aggressive and only able to inhabit the toilets. They might swallow people and use them as nutrients, so the larvae in the toilets grow into full size and adults. Essentially, the normal toilets are infected by the larvae and they use people to grow. So maybe they started by absorbing the human waste, as they are full of digested nutrients which help them grow. So after all, these species might not be alien but evolved from humans, if not somehow landing on Earth and straight into the toilets. Their appearance, being human yet not fully formed and usually heads only, appears to indicate that they are evolved from humans. Some even evolved further, having limbs, clearly showing they share a lot with human species. Another theory I have, which explains their immense success in taking over Earth, is that the toilets mind control people through music and songs, seen through the DJ Toilet episode and other episodes where people lose control. Maybe the toilet's ultimate goal is to enslave humanity, force them to breed and be farmed so they have more food to feed on. This explains why the Speaker Man and the Titan Speaker Man are so overpowered, as they can deafen the toilet's music so the people are freed from their spell and mind control. If the toilets are an evolved invasive species trying to take over humans, who are the agents with camera, TV and speaker heads who suddenly come to the picture to save the day? Well, it's clear they can easily be modified and improved through using equipment and electronics. Also, when the agents are destroyed, their internals are typically shown to be made out of wires and metals and other electronics. Also, when they are mind controlled by the parasite toilets, electric streaks are seen, depicting that their electronics are malfunctioning. Taking all that into account, it appears that the agents are intelligent robots who have been most likely created by humans who managed to become sentient and self-sustaining to the point of creating more of themselves. Alright folks, that's about it for this video. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure to stay tuned right here because I'm intending to make more videos as soon as more episodes of the Skibidi Toilet come out. It's been your host Star, as always. Thanks for being here, and I will see you on the next one. Have a fantastic day.